I've been wanting to learn how to draw for a few years now, particularly for the past 4 years, because for the first 2 decades of my life, I actually didn't know that drawing was a learnable skill. I just thought you were either an art kid or not, and it blew my mind the day that I learned that a person can, in fact, learn how to draw. So over the past few years, I've been unbrainwashing myself about learning new skills as an adult, and I've been trying a few drawing things here and there, but I'm just not very good at it yet. And I thought it was maybe just a matter of practicing more or finding my own style, but recently I had this thought of, maybe I skipped a step or two there. And it turns out I did. So far, I've essentially just been picking up a few drawing tips from all over the place, but I never actually took the leap to actively and formally learn how to draw from the very beginning. So the time has come to finally change that. But since we're working with limited time and limited resources here, the option to go to a traditional art school or to take expensive art classes is not really on the table for me at the moment, so I'm gonna be trying to make my way a bit more DIY and put all my trust in those
why you should go to art school. You can learn everything online
videos and hope that they're right. So here goes nothing. Welcome to the start of my art journey. So the spirit is there, but the question remains: how to learn how to draw. Having gone down that rabbit hole for the past few weeks, I can say that what most people will tell you is to study a little something called the fundamentals, which are those rules that teach you how things work in the world and how you can represent them accurately on paper. And frankly, it looks pretty hard and also kind of dull. I mean, it's cool, but it also looks a bit boring just because it involves a lot of repetition and the concepts, and it's just very technical, and there's not enough making pretty and colorful things, unfortunately. And while I was realizing that I would have to learn all of this before getting to the fun part, I kind of had strong flashbacks of practicing scales on the piano. If you ever tried any musical instruments, I'm sure that you've heard about the importance of practicing scales. I was a self-taught piano kid growing up, and for the entirety of my piano journey, I avoided the boring bits like the play. I didn't have the patience to practice scales or to do warm-up exercises or to even learn how to read music. For that matter, I just didn't bother because I just wanted to learn how to play the music that I liked without doing all of this preparation work. And would you believe it? I actually found a loophole to do just that. I could play entire songs beautifully without even knowing which key I was playing because I would use those like magical falling key video things, and I would just lock myself in my room and play the entire song repeatedly like a maniac until muscle memory would take over, and I would just play the entire song without even thinking about it. Like, talk about a life hack. No time wasted on the learning the fundamentals, just jumping straight into the fun. And I kind of wanted something similar for drawing. Like, is that too much to ask? I think I started playing the piano around the age of 8, more seriously around 14 to 18, and I am now 25 years old, and for the life of me, I cannot play a single piece of music on the piano. Maybe chopsticks. What I was doing was not learning. It was only a shortcut. I wanted the high of playing a song, and I just forced my way to get it without taking the time to properly build the foundation to learn it. I relied so heavily on muscle memory, and it worked for some time. I mean, it was cool that I could do that, but it was also stagnating my learning so much and making me feel incredibly frustrated whenever I didn't practice a song for a few days, or God forbid, a few weeks. I would just forget about the whole thing because I didn't actually learn it. It was just like a shallow, lucky attempt. I guess it's normal to, whenever possible, want to take the path that looks like progress more than doing the hard work, but taking the easy path didn't get me very far. I wish that I had the patience to sit through the boring bits and just let them do their thing and delay my gratification and actually build the strong foundation with the piano. And I don't want to make the same mistakes with drawing. The boring bits have their purpose, so the boring bits it is. My method for learning how to draw is to learn the fundamentals, no shortcuts. That tedious old list, I'm gonna be sticking to that. And that can be pretty daunting, doing this alone without having the school pressure to get it done. But I'm gonna do my best to find a way to have fun with it and to make this my own fun little art school. And of course, to bring you along for the ride. So number one, document all of my journey and post it here to hopefully turn this dull work into a fun little video about my process and the things that I am learning. Number two, to turn my practice into the most satisfying part of my day. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna be doing that yet, but the plan is to combine something that I already enjoy doing with my practice so that I start naturally craving that. Number three, I'm going to be carrying a fun sketchbook with me at all times, so I just draw whatever I want just for the sake of it and don't restrict my drawing just to the heavy conceptual stuff, but actually get to play and just have fun with drawing as it should be. Four, I want to have a finished product at the end so it doesn't feel like it's just practice for practice sake. And the running idea is to turn my exercises into a little notebook that I can flip through and that will just stack up as I advance in the curriculum. And number five, I will be giving myself a 1 month limit to study a certain topic before moving on so that I am always progressing and that I can always see the finish line and it doesn't feel like it's just something that will go on forever, even though it probably definitely will. So this is my study plan so far. I'm making everything in this Notion page. It's still a work in progress, but the idea here is to approach this really as an art school. Like I will be taking a 3 to 4 year long course, and I have laid out the modules for the first term, which is the first semester, and the goal is to go through one module a month and gradually build the curriculum. I'm currently gathering and organizing as many resources as I can and grouping them by subject, and inside each of them I have a filter showing me the theory exercises for this specific theme. These are the 6 main building blocks that I'm personally choosing to start with, hoping that in a month I can get a good first grasp of it to go a bit more advanced in the future. And the other more advanced things like drawing people or composition, that's like second or third term even. Like that's future me's problem. I'm not opening those doors just yet. And this is an experiment. There are lots to learn about drawing, but also about learning, and it can all go very well or horribly wrong, but the fun part is that we will be finding that out together. It's an ambitious plan for sure, and it won't be easy, but hopefully it will be fun and it will be moving. I don't know what the future has in store, but I know that I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm sure gonna be doing the best that I can to make it as artsy as possible.